Hello 12th standard students, welcome back to chapter 1, applications of matrices and determinants. In the last session we have seen the left cancellation law and the right cancellation law. Okay, AB equal to AC or BA equal to CA. In that cases A and B should be non-singular. A is non-singular. Okay, but if there is a note for you, if A is singular and AB equal to AC or AB equal to AC or BA equal to CA, then B and C need not be equal. They need not be equal. Okay, this is very important note. Remember this. Then we go to theorem 1.7, reversal law for inverse. What does the law say? If A and B are non-singular matrices of the same order, then the product AB is also non-singular and AB inverse equal to B inverse A inverse. So this theorem will use in problems also when we find out the inverse. Okay, so AB the whole inverse equal to B inverse A inverse. So it is the reverse when it comes after the inverse. Okay, that you have to remember. Now we shall go to the proof for this. Assume that A and B are non-singular matrices of the same order, isn't it? They are non-singular. A and B are non-singular. A, B are non-singular. What is the meaning of this? This implies determinant A not equal to 0 and determinant B not equal to 0. Then both A inverse and B inverse exist. If they are not equal to 0, therefore A inverse and B inverse exist. Okay, and of the same order. Say n. Okay, then the products AB and B inverse A inverse can be found and they are also of order n. So since it is like this, they are non-singular, we can find out the products. What are the products? AB and B inverse A inverse, and they also will be of the same order. Product also will be of the same order. Okay, using the product rule for determinants, taking determinants, determinant AB equal to determinant A into determinant B, that is not equal to 0. So AB is non-singular. If the determinant is not equal to 0 only, they are non-singular. Okay, so we are going to use AB into B inverse A inverse. We are going to take the product for both. Okay, so when you take the product, you can use your associative property and you can combine the brackets, isn't it? So A into B inverse into A inverse. What is this? B inverse will be equal to I of order n. Okay, so this will become A into I of the order n into A inverse. Now what is A into I inverse? You will get again A. So A into A inverse. That is going to be again going to be I. So what can we say from this? The same way you can prove for this also. So that B inverse A inverse into AB is equal to, again the same way, B inverse, you change by associative law. So this is going to be again IN into B. Now combine these two. So you are going to get back your B inverse, because anything when you multiply with the identity matrix, you are going to get the same. So again this is equal to IN. So this is 1 and this is 2. So both are equal to IN. Okay. So what does this imply? So AB into B inverse A inverse equal to B inverse A inverse into AB equal to IN. This is of the rule. We know the rule, isn't it? A inverse equal to A inverse A equal to IN. So this is up to this rule. So this rule is confirmed. So we can say AB the whole inverse. Therefore these are the inverses of each other. So AB the whole inverse equal to B inverse A inverse. Hence the proof. This is the theorem for reversal law of inverses. So when you take inverse for two matrices together, product of two matrices, it will be inverted. When AB is given as AB, it will be B inverse A inverse. If it is BA, it will be A inverse B inverse. Okay, thank you.